Test, test. Good evening, this is the clerk. This is a 1-minute warning. If you could please find your seats. Good evening. This is the clerk. If folks in chambers could please find your seats.
Jess, that's some serious power. My colleagues up here know that I'm literally like sweating and antsy because we didn't start right at 5, but that's fine. I am delighted to see all of you, and if folks want to continue to come on in, that is wonderful as well. But we're going to get started, and I'm going to call to order this special meeting of the Board of Supervisors.
Supervisor Arenas?
Here.
Supervisor Chavez?
Here.
Supervisor Simidian? Here. Vice President Lee? President Ellenberg?
I am here as well.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Our next item of business is to begin this evening's program. So with that, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce my friend, Chandra Brooks, who will be this evening's MC.
Good evening. Is this on? Yes. Good evening to the best county in California. Do you guys agree? I agree. Born and raised, elementary school, high school, everything here. And been working here for many years. I love everybody that's here, all of these wonderful leaders in the room. I love seeing all these wonderful leaders' faces in the seats. Thank you for being here tonight. I am your MC, as Susan stated. President Ellenberg stated, your MC for tonight, Chandra Brooks. I am a longtime community leader and entrepreneur, so thank you for being here. We are here at the seat of the county government in the city of San Jose, but I want to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is a traditional, ancestral, and contemporary homeland of the indigenous peoples of the Santa Clara County, whose land we occupy. The Mwekma, Ohlone, and Tamian peoples have been the caretakers of this land, water, air, since time immemorable, and have never renounced their roles as stewards of this land. Santa Clara County commits to practicing cultural humility and reciprocity, respecting and supporting the tribal sovereignty, culture, and beliefs of indigenous peoples of Santa Clara County and beyond. As you know, from the program, President Ellenberg has chosen Building Safe Communities as the theme for her State of the County this year, and you can count on hearing about the many ways in which organizations work to keep community members safe. For myself, when I think about safe communities look like my grandchildren being able to play outside, right, and feel safe playing outside. Also, my neighbors feeling safe in their homes. And also a woman being able to walk to her car at night by herself. That's what safe communities means to me. Now, let's get going so you can hear lots of additional perspectives. It is my great honor to introduce our youth poet laureates, Tai Luing, Emma Zhang, Matthew Kim, and Sage Cobb, who will offer an invocation for this evening's program in the form of a spoken word performance created especially for this program.
Okay, I guess we can hear.
A reflection on what makes a safe community.
Hometown, noun.
Definition. I am from Silver Skies and downtown ice.
I'm from Vasona Lake, mothers and printing on baby geese.
Raised by city streets, yellowed in the nightlight.
I am from the base of the mighty mountains, filled with wonders and fun.
Below sails and street lamps that stretch when you close your eyes, the lack of seasons, the proliferation of dreams.
I live among the tops of buildings and the pretty blue sky.
From cities taller than life, more personal than my heartbeat, dying grass plots that felt like sprawling castles when you looked up. From cul-de-sac potlucks, nights listening to gospel music and tech news.
Nerf gun fights at tech offices, lines of code like apostrophes, lining the creek in color guard parades and girls on the run races.
The way we tie our shoelaces still on the pavement, hunched over and giggling.
Still learning to hold
the shapes we were put into so carefully.
And my 5th grade teacher, who told me to dream my way to future,
By fire with light. Homemade. Adjective.
Definition: spun from the sum of our identities, we've woven ourselves into the fabric of community.
Language is sewn and bridged instead of casted, circles of listening and reconciliation woven like friendship bracelets, culture like a pyramid built brick by brick, story by story, made by love, not anger, not defense.
Because to be homemade is to be safe space, to be queer and unafraid, trans and unafraid, questioning and unafraid.
If I can't be me here, then I don't want to be here. If we cannot celebrate differences, then what can we celebrate? If we don't create an accessible community that everybody can enjoy regardless of their abilities, then is it really a community?
Or is it just a place?
We're not a melting pot so much as a bouquet, lives set in the dirt, each flower grown, made of thousands of houses. Santa Clara is our home. But
Home is what we make, homes we made.
Our lifeblood, the Adobe Creek coursing through our veins, our DNA is alike even if the rest of us aren't.
A home we shape as it makes us.
Homegrown. Adjective.
Definition. Outside our windows, a sanctuary of trees, buildings built on biology, not profit, powered by sunlight, wind, and hydro, to integrate storms into freshwater, reservoirs, and lakes, recreational and blue.
Only a dream.
Cutscene. We don't treat our planet like a home. We treat it like a wasteland.
Every emission a submission to our inevitable destruction.
We pollute this planet more and more. We don't mean to, but does that matter?
And although we've planted the seeds of sustainability, we must grow a greener future.
Count stars unscorched by electricity, our everydays regenerating in soil, composted into minerals and blossoms of joy.
So turn this rotten soil into fruit blistering with sun, and learn that safety is a solar panel, stormwater drains, compost bins, and small-scale change dancing in our mother's gardens.
Homecoming. Noun.
Definition: I want to go to school and not worry about getting stabbed.
Because safety is kids not having to hide under their desks, to practice with somebody with a gun, learning that going to school can jeopardize our lives.
I want to come home today, escape from covered up overdoses, friends sexually assaulted by perfect students, model minorities, A+s and acceptances, prestige covering addiction and anxiety.
See, it's a cycle of violence, vicious and vengeful, pumped through every kid thinking they're a gangbanger, an addict. We're high on an actionable society, factions itself into pieces.
I want to come home today.
I want a home, but really home comes to us. It follows us around, lives within us. We cannot live through these attacks without a piece of our city, our safety descending out of our bodies. Our flesh taken by gunmen, our lifeblood shaken, souring from misuse, boiling from the stress of merely existing when violence is all we've ever known, from words to knives to lives taken from their bodies, from our bodies.
And although sometimes I come home barely breathing, I come back to this dog-eared truth. Safety is knowing there is someone here to listen, expanding the definition of education, paint streaks and farm visits, afternoons with librarians laughing over lyrics, standing up for the people we love, standing up for the people we hate, standing up for the people we do not yet understand, for the collective thoughts of more, hands wet with the propagation of stories and dreams, trumpeted into song, encapsulated in axioms, rewritten into history, learning starts in the classroom, but it should end in community and unity in us.
Homeostasis. Noun.
Definition. In biology, we learned if homeostasis is successful, life continues. If unsuccessful,
The organism is its own demise.
The price of instability is
A kid with nowhere to go.
Every student more worried about food on the table than their grades.
Every person camping in the streets.
as if home is a privilege and not a necessity.
The home is a place where no matter who you are, what you believe, you will be welcomed home with open arms and open heart.
Not alone, not burrowed between the crater of someone else's lips.
Homesick, adjective.
Definition. They say your early days are the last thing you remember, that your hometown will always be home. After all, when my adulthood is little more than a wisp in my memory, a comma, my first words will have been spoken among Santa Clara, among an always moving future of self-discovery. This county is safe within me, no matter what life throws, and home is being forever safe in this county.
Safety is a roof we can all live under in peace.
Safety is a burden off our shoulders.
Safety is freedom.
Safety is hope.
Knowing I will always be welcome home.
Knowing I am young and afraid, but there are adults in my city that know my name. Twilight bridges shouting our hearts into this poem. Our impacts entwined inside sidewalks, chasing and fleeting yet alive.
In a few months, I'll be gone, goose-flighted and shivering on some East Coast college campus. Soon I'll be homesick. Because if home is the answer, the question is, what is safe? Where do I feel loved? Listen.
I've searched my whole life for a center, and I found it within the people. The way Santa Clara County spins every month, every bus ride. Safety is the gears of my hometown, forever and familiar and ever changing on repeat.
San Jose skyline and long summer heat.
Basona Lake shimmering in the sun.
Shining days, laying in the beauty of Cuesta Park and looking up.
The warmth of Don Don noodles in the spoon like a life song.
If
Safety is home, and home is you and me. I find refuge in you.
I had to chase down my microphone. That was amazing. Let's give them another round of applause. To our Santa Clara County Youth Laureates. That was amazing work. Where did they go? Did you guys disappear? Oh, great job. That was beautiful. All righty. You guys awake? Everybody good? Good energy? That was not good. Where is the energy at? This is Santa Clara County. Yes. Okay, all right. So now, let's now give a warm welcome to Sam Headley, a student and a teacher at College of Adapted Arts, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please give him a round of applause.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Where are we? All right, Sam, thank you so much. Now, if you know President Ellenberg, you know she is all about children, right? You all know that? Okay. So it's not a coincidence that she chose youth to set the tone for tonight. But we're not done situating all of you just yet. Hear me out. Listening to our youth poet laureates and our young adult pledge leader, I'm struck by how many ways we can be led by our youth, and how many ways in which our youth are inspired, taught, and engaged. Long before TikTok and Instagram Reels, there was Sesame Street. All right, we have a little nostalgia moment tonight. Sesame Street was conceived in 1966, the same year President Ellenberg was born. Sesame Street represented a novel concept in children's television that combined live actors and intelligent scripts that brought diverse community members along with Muppets to take on developmental, appropriate ways, topics ranging from homelessness and hunger to racism, emotional regulation, healthy social interactions, all while growing an audience over 50 years. Today, Sesame Street continues to educate and entertain and promote safe, respectable behaviors and language. If all our communities were designed in the image of Sesame Street, imagine where we could be today. So, speaking of imagining, please join me in welcoming Mr. Adam Enriquez, who, for the record, lives in D4, grew up in D4, went to school from kindergarten through Santa Clara University in D4, now teaches music and band at Ida Price Middle School in the Cambrian School District in D4. Just in case, he's from D4, in case you don't realize. To lead us all in singing the Rainbow Connection from the OG Muppet movie. Please check the screen for lyrics. Now, I'm gonna be paying attention to see who is singing. Okay, let's bring out your inner child tonight. Let's have a good time, okay? This is the moment. Here it goes. Oh, you got a microphone already? Okay.
Check, yep, okay, awesome. Yes, please, join along. All right? All right. Is there a background, or is it just, all right, I guess we're just going for it. All right. All right, everybody. Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told and used to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. And who said that every wish has sound answered? Who wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of it, and someone believed it, and look where it's gone so far. It's what's so noising that keeps us stargazing. It's what we think we might see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Key change. I've been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I hear them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? Noise may be one in the same. I heard this so many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da 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 do da da do da da do da.
Thank you, Adam. That was awesome. And I think some of you were just too cool to sing, huh? Just too cool to sing. Couldn't even get you to sing just a little bit. Okay. Now, please join me in watching this video created by President Ellenberg's office to learn a bit more about how we envision safe communities. Just watch the screens.
First off, name and where you go to school.
My name is Nora, and I go to school at Hubbard Media Arts Academy.
Perfect. And what makes you feel safe?
Things that make me feel safe are being around people I know and trust.
Awesome. And what makes the community feel safe?
For me, the community feels safe because I know my neighbors and I feel safe. Like, for example, when I walk my dog, I know nothing bad's gonna happen.
We're waiting for the video. If you are standing and you want to have a seat, there's some seats in the front. If you guys want to take a seat, thank you.
Okay. First off, name and where you go to school.
My name is Nora, and I go to school at Hubbard Media Arts Academy.
Perfect. And what makes you feel safe?
Things that make me feel safe are being around people I know and trust.
Awesome. And what makes the community feel safe?
For me, the community feels safe because I know my neighbors and I feel safe. Like, for example, when I walk my dog, I know nothing bad's gonna happen. And also, when the people around me are kind and understanding.
Perfect. You killed it. Awesome.
Hello, my name is David Worthington. I manage the Fleet Management Division of the Facilities and Fleet Department for the County of Santa Clara.
My name is Dennis King. I'm the Executive Director of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and of Access Small Business Development Center.
My name is Paul Lorenz. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Santa Clara Valley Healthcare for the County of Santa Clara.
Hi, my name is Leslie Serrano. I am a community worker here at Hubbard SFRC.
I'm Charlie Hendrickson. I'm Assistant Public Defender.
Hi, I'm Marianne Warren, the Director of the Department of Aging and Adult Services and the Social Services Agency.
Hi, I'm Bob Johnson, Sheriff for Santa Clara County.
Sarah Duffy, Chief Children's Officer, Office of Children and Families Policy.
My name is Sarah Fernando. I use she, her pronouns, and I lead and manage the County of Santa Clara Office of LGBTQ Affairs under the Division of Equity and Social Justice.
I'm Angela Shing. I'm the Director of the Department of Employment and Benefit Services.
Hi, I'm Mark Ashford. I'm with Carry Division. I'm a peer mentor.
Javier Aguirre. I'm the Director of the Office of Diversion and Reentry Services under the County Office of the Executive.
Hi, I'm Dr. Holly Child, and I am the Restorative Services Director here at the Office of the Sheriff.
I'm Dr. Sarah Redmond. I'm the Deputy Health Officer for the County of Santa Clara, helping to lead our Public Health Department.
Yeah, my name is Sam Brown Jr. I'm with Carry Division as an outreach specialist.
A safe community is a community where people walking down the streets greet each other in friendliness and say hello. They don't duck, they don't hide, and they look each other in the eye and they're happy to see each other.
Just making sure that it's not dangerous, where I can step out, and know that I can walk to my car safely or walk around without getting hurt or anything like that.
What makes me feel safe is I've been working in government fleets for a number of decades now, and to come to the county of Santa Clara and look at the accident data and everything else, we're very fortunate. The drivers and operators of equipment here at the county have a very low accident rate when you compare other organizations of the same size. It's great to know that when I come to work, everybody's taking safety seriously, not just for their own self and their families, but also the members of the public that we work with or work in areas where they're traveling.
I feel safe in the community knowing how fortunate I am to have food, clothing, shelter, and a job that supported me during a pandemic.
A safe community to me is to partner with law enforcement agencies to create alternatives to incarceration, to create diversion programs, to ensure that our clients are held accountable for the offenses that they committed, but also provide them with the resources they need to live a productive life.
For me, I think a safe community is one of collaboration, where we're working in partnership with our communities that we serve and really working on enhancing the vocational and educational programs we have within our jails.
For me, safety is all about diversity. The more diverse the environment is, the more likelihood it's going to be a safe environment.
Our vision here in fleet management is to provide vehicles that are safe, reliable, and can be used by department employees to provide the services to the communities that we work and live within. That type of work is very important to our team, as well as ensuring that the team of people that are out there in the communities have something that will work in providing their missions to community members, especially people that may be less fortunate or in situations where medically they've got some challenges.
The ultimate goal of the Public Health Department is to constantly be thinking about health equity, and that's true when it comes to safety too. Who in our community is experiencing the least safety or unusual or the highest barriers to being safe?
When we think about new policies, they're often created to address an issue that's bubbling up in a community or in multiple communities that really needs to be addressed, and it puts a framework around what is the issue, what is the problem, what kinds of supports do we expect the policy to result in, and ultimately what are the outcomes that we hope to achieve.
It's really offering them opportunities to think about what other opportunities would be out there for them to engage in as careers and vocational opportunities within the community. We have great partnerships with the community colleges, Rising Scholars Program, and we're really excited about how this will lend to successful integration of clients back into the community once they return.
In Santa Clara County, we have a very diverse community, and it is important that every individual has access to quality healthcare services, and that is really the hallmark of who we are as a county healthcare system. Really important that we understand that every individual that is seeking care has very unique needs that we must address as a team of healthcare professionals.
I go out and find the unhoused. I find people that people forget about, seem to forget about, and I bring them. I'm their voice and their bridge to help them get to that next level where they're actually heard and accountable for.
Our job is really to think about what's emerging as critical needs, and how are we as a county working across different offices and agencies and with our external partners like schools and school districts and cities and organizations outside the county to really come together and advocate for policies and align services so that we are working in service of creating safe and healthy communities.
The truth is that public safety is improved when we drill down and we understand who people are at a very deep level. One thing we know for sure is that being in custody is very destabilizing, even for as little as 72 hours. Sometimes people will lose employment, lose housing in that short period of time, and really upend their lives. And we find that to be very destabilizing to the community, right? However, if you can take that same person, identify what the underlying issue is, resolve that, bring that information to the court so the court can make a safe release plan based on individualized information about that person, then that person can go back in the community and everybody's in a better position.
It's hard to be able to thrive and flourish if you don't feel safe in your basic needs. Food, shelter, health is a basic fundamental necessity for everyone to just be able to be. And if you can't be, you can't thrive. You can't have that community and that connection and that ability then for the community to thrive.
If we want to serve the population, we have to be mindful of what population we're serving. And when I see representation of diverse identities, all intersectional identities, it makes me feel safe because it allows me to recognize that there has been intentional thought.
I really appreciate the public safety that's out there right now and how the community is being ran. It has helped me grow as a person, and it's allowing me to be able to advocate for other people and other men that are out there struggling the same way I struggled in the past.
All right, there we go. Can you hear me now, right? Okay, did you guys enjoy that video? Okay, all right. Okay, so you guys ready? What you all been waiting for? Patiently waiting. And now, please join me for the presentation of this year's State of the County by Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors President Susan Ellenberg.
No, they can't hear me. Now we're good? Mom, you can hear me? Okay. So, good evening. Thank you so much for making time to be here tonight to celebrate the work of our county departments, leaders, and employees, and to get a close-up look at what lies ahead in 2024. First, though, can we please show another round of appreciation for the very talented people who started us off this evening with energy. You jumped the gun a little bit, okay. With energy, art, and music, our MC Chandra Brooks, the Youth Poet Laureates, Sam from CAA, and Adam from Ida Price. Thank you all so much. I think every occasion is made more special and more elevated when we have the presence of artists. So thank you so much. And please join me in thanking Chris Core from my office who created the video that we just saw, as well as thanking all of those who participated in sharing their visions of community safety. I say every day how much I love my job and what an immense privilege it is to be positioned to serve my community and do everything I can to ensure that more residents thrive. I'm able to be all in for this work, in large part because of the support of my family. I want to acknowledge my mother-in-law, Maureen Ellenberg, who is the OG of civic engagement. My son, Zach. Oh, yes, definitely applaud for her. My wonderful firstborn son, Zach, and daughter-in-law, Ruth, who is also a committed activist and member of the current Emerge California 2024 cohort. And my incredible husband, Steve, who always has my back, is my biggest and constant cheerleader, and without whom I would categorically not be in this seat today. Thank you. My daughters, Molly and Nava, are watching the live stream from Washington, D.C., where they are both working to make our world a better, safer, more just place every day. I am so proud of you. I don't know where to look, but. I want to thank my D4 team with extra measures of immense gratitude for my Chief of Staff, Myra Flores, who is and does all things. Thank you, Myra. You are the perfect partner for this journey we're on. My team may have done the heaviest lifting, but I've got to thank all of my colleagues' teams, the staffs of D1, D2, D3, and D5. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for helping us make tonight run smoothly. I am so appreciative and so grateful that we have a group on the 10th floor that shows up for each other. So thank you all. And finally, let me acknowledge my tremendous colleagues, Sylvia, Cindy, Joe, and Otto, our county executive, James Williams, Chief Operating Officer, Greta Hansen, County Counsel, Tony Lopresti, and our two board appointees, Curtis Boone, who is the acting clerk of the board, and Molly O'Neill, who is the public defender. Your leadership, all of you, I can't look backwards, but your leadership makes it possible for us to serve our residents in the most fulsome ways possible. You all have growth mindsets, and we know the name of the game is always, how can we do better? And to the 20,000 plus employees who make up the county family, it really is your dedication and your compassion and your hard work that makes a difference every day in the lives of our residents. I am so immensely grateful to you. Young people remind us of why we do what we do as public servants and parents and teachers and families and friends in creating a better future for them. Speaking of public service, I will ask my colleagues at all levels of government, school boards, cities, county, and state, to please stand and be recognized. It means so much to me that you are here. We have from Governor Newsom's team, Marjan and Antonio, and your new intern, Adriana. Congress, and I don't know if everybody who said they were going to come is actually here, so I shall read your name. If you're here, stand. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren, from Congressman Rocana's office, Tom Pike, California State Senator Dave Cortese, California Assembly Member Ash Kalra, from Assembly Member Alex Lee's office, Joe Nguyen, from Assembly Member Evan Lowe's office, Patrick Aarons, none of you are standing, former Santa Clara County, former Santa Clara County Supervisor Ken Yeager, Santa Clara County Assessor Larry Stone, Campbell City Council Member Sergio Lopez, Santa Clara City Council Members Kathy Watanabe and Suds Jane, San Jose City Council Members Sergio Jimenez and Arjun Batra, lots of school board members, and I want to lift up just a few partners that are in the room. I am for sure not getting everybody. Please don't be offended. I'm just highlighting a few. San Jose State University President Cynthia Teniente Matson. Silicon Valley Council on Nonprofits CEO Kira Kazantzis. South Bay Labor Council Executive Gene Cohen. Working Partnership CEO Maria Noel Fernandez. And if you are here with another one of our community-based organizations, please stand so we can recognize you. Do I see Mike Honda over there? Hey, Mike. Our former Congressman Mike Honda. These colleagues in public and community service are all doing their parts to create and sustain safe, thriving communities. Thank you all for what you do. Now, what did everybody think of the video? Chris worked very hard on that. As you have heard, this year's theme is building safe communities, coming on the heels of last year's Building Together. We are keeping the momentum going as we build and grow, always with an eye towards safety, security, and self-sufficiency. There's a popular meme that compares, this is what people think my job is, with this is what my job actually is. Regardless of what somebody's job title is in the county, I guarantee you, in some way, they are working toward building a safe community. That's what everybody is really doing. You see, we asked in the video, what makes you feel safe or what makes a community feel safe, we heard a really wide variety of responses, and responses that don't always reflect a particular or generic narrative about what makes people feel safe. So let's dig in a little bit. Here's my premise. Safety starts with meeting people's basic needs, then moving outward to their neighborhoods, and finally to our larger community. Safety is not camouflaging our challenges, hiding or locking people away who present challenges. Safety is not predicated on punishment. Safety, real, sustainable, thriving, safe neighborhoods and cities is having vision and opportunities to work and create and dream. Safety is people working together, never leaving anyone behind. At least that's how I see it. We asked many of you who are here tonight to share what you thought safe communities looked like, and I'll share just a few of the responses that we received. You told us that caring adults are important, along with the human connections that bring us together. A simple thing like knowing your neighbor, we heard at the beginning of the video. Accessible and culturally relevant services and spaces for people of different abilities. Meeting the basic needs of people so they don't feel continually stressed and desperate. Great schools where teachers and students feel respected. Being able to afford food every day and having a safe place to sleep every night. Law enforcement officers, and thank you for being here, who understand how to respond in crises, regardless of the race or economic status of those involved. Access to resources for low-income and marginalized communities and neighborhoods with well-lit streets and playgrounds in good condition. Safe places for children to learn and play while parents work. As you can see, the range of responses truly reflects our diverse community, which means that we have to think harder about what safety means in all of its manifestations. Our county works to make communities safe every day by providing the things that stabilize families and communities: food access, supportive and affordable housing, healthcare, social services, and second chances. But dig deeper with me. Our Parks Department contributes to safe communities by providing well-maintained trails in glorious open spaces. Our Code Enforcement Department contributes to safe communities by inspecting restaurants. Vector control keeps us safe from some of the less desirable critters in our environment. Our Office of Sustainability keeps us safe by promoting and embedding practices that keep our air and water cleaner. And our Public Health Department builds safe communities by educating teens about safe sex and the dangers of fentanyl and protecting all of us against COVID and other infectious diseases and more. And that's just a sampling of our 40 departments, every one of which contributes to our collective safety. So this is your county government. And 2024 will be all about building on the work forged in previous years to continue to meet the needs of our most at-risk communities while navigating the fiscal realities before us. I'm going to say a bit about my 4 board priority areas and take you through a quick look back and look forward. But first, I need to acknowledge some of the incredible work of my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors. In what he called his proudest moment of 2023, Supervisor Lee supported the county's acquisition of 10 Kirk Avenue, a homeless veterans facility in East San Jose. Supervisor Lee is a strong partner in responding to our public health crisis of mental illness and substance use disorders. And his tenacity in getting 650 South Bascom from ribbon cutting to an actual certificate of occupancy was instrumental in finally getting the 28-bed adult residential facility open. So please join me in thanking Supervisor Lee, who couldn't be with us tonight, but his entire team is here, so I'm sure they will get a message to him. For Supervisor Simidian, August of 2023 saw the start of construction on the teacher housing project that he spearheaded. I know that he's also looking forward to the opening in 2024 of a health clinic in his district, which will be the first county clinic in D5 in county history. You would never guess that Supervisor Arenas has been in office for just a year if you knew all that she has already accomplished. She was a key player in the efforts this past year to improve Department of Family and Children's Services protocols and child welfare system regulations to strengthen service delivery and identify gaps in services. She spearheaded plans for farm worker housing in South County and successfully advocated for the development of a children's advocacy center in South County to provide services to young survivors of abuse, assault, and neglect so that as they heal from traumatic experiences. Finally, Supervisor Chavez saw her vision of a hub for former foster youth become tangible with the recent groundbreaking at Parkmore in Meridian in D4. She is, we're all cross-sectional. She is working tirelessly to bring professional soccer along with public fields to the fairgrounds, and her work in partnership with the district attorney to combat the growing fentanyl overdose epidemic in our county has drawn attention at the state and national levels. Look who I serve with. These are your representatives, my colleagues, this team. I mean, truly, it is a blessing to serve this county. Now, the promised look back and look forward in the 4 areas where much of my work and that of the county has focused and will continue to work. Let's take mental illness and substance use disorder treatments first. What we've done. Last year, I said we would build out bed capacity, workforce pipelines, and treatment slots. Since then, we broke ground on a 77-bed inpatient psychiatric facility for children, adolescents, and adults at Valley Medical Center, another project championed by Supervisor Simidian. The county contracted with San Jose Behavioral Health to add 53 additional inpatient beds to our inventory. We opened in partnership with Momentum for Health, a 28-bed adult residential facility. In our efforts around substance use treatment, we've added, so far, just 3 beds at the Camp Recovery Center for Youth, 3 more beds at the Parisi House on the Hill for social detox, more to come. Our Office of Diversion and Reentry Services opened the renovated Mission Street Recovery Station with more than a dozen recliners and services to connect people to recovery. In partnership with San Jose Police Department, officers will now take people who are arrested for a first-time misdemeanor DUI to Mission Street rather than booking them into jail. To date, 131 total beds have been added since Supervisor Lee and I led our colleagues in declaring mental illness and substance use disorders a public health crisis in January of 2022. But clearly, we aren't done because treatment isn't yet available on demand for anyone who is ready to receive it. We've expanded the 988 call center by creating a trust line and focusing on non-law enforcement involved crisis support. We are building the Promise pipeline for mental health and substance use disorder specialists through scholarships, internships, and new hiring strategies. We've prioritized financial support for our behavioral health community-based organizations as a result of CalAIM payment changes. It's very dry, I won't go into it. For outpatient services, as they navigate these new requirements, and I will note that we are one of fewer than 5 counties in the state to provide that transitional support. What we want to do, we're going to continue building capacity. We are going to roll out our ability to serve patients who are conserved under the new expanded SB 43 law. We are going to figure out with our partners how to deal with CalAIM. We are going to make sure that we serve individuals through care court, and we will continue to advocate at the state and federal levels for ongoing resources and flexibility. I'm going to switch to homelessness solutions and preventions. Where we've been, Measure A, led by Supervisor Chavez and former Supervisor Cortesi for $950 million. $950 million, that's right. Guess what? All of that money has been allocated, all of it. We have built We are building 5,127 new apartments. We're renovating 689 units. We're constructing 56 housing developments across 10 cities. We are delivering more than was promised, and we're delivering it faster. So with tremendous gratitude to Dave and Cindy, we are leading the state in real sustainable responses to homelessness. Supervisor Chavez and I led on another campaign that started 2 years ago called Heading Home. And our intent here is to find housing for any families with children and pregnant people who are experiencing homelessness. We've partnered with our cities to better offer holistic care. We've partnered with the state to ensure that funding supports continue. In the past 24 months, 1,407 families with children have been housed. And let me break that down. 2,637 children and 2,051 adults. An additional 1,990 families with children have been served through the Homelessness Prevention Program, which is a partnership with the county and Destination Home. I'm looking to see if Jen Loving is here. It's too bright out there. But Jen, if you're here, thank you for that and a million other things. Let's talk about what we're going to do. We've got to continue progress to the goal I set last year of reaching functional zero with regard to families with children experiencing homelessness. We've got to focus more intensively, and we will focus more intensively on prevention efforts. We cannot solve for homelessness if people continue to be pushed out of housing. We need better supports and protection for renters, and we need to help more people move out of poverty to where they can afford even modest housing in our county. One of the ways that we can move people out of poverty is by providing childcare. So, in what will be a surprise to exactly nobody in here, I'm going to talk about childcare a little bit. What we've done in the past year, we have allocated $15 million of ARPA funds to reopen, expand, and create new childcare facilities in our county. We have allocated $10 million in grants to build paid apprenticeship programs in partnership with First Five, Santa Clara County. And is Jennifer here? Now I'm just calling out people that didn't come. That's terrible. I shouldn't do that. Nonetheless, the first cohort of 41 new childcare providers is about to graduate. We're moving. We are building a workforce. We are expanding facilities. It's still not enough. It's still a patchwork. We have to get to universal access, but we're moving. We have invested in youth significantly in the past year through the Office of Family and Children's policies, through these childcare expansions, through operationalization of the children's budget, through elevated work on the Black Infant Health Program and the Perinatal Equity Initiative. We've partnered with Roots Community Health Center to contract for doula services, which are now covered by Medi-Cal. Thank you very much. We are partnering with all 9 of our Bay Area hospitals to coordinate the expansion of Black Infant Health into their networks. And with partners, we've allocated $13 million in grants to support the creation and expansion of campus wellness centers to support student mental health needs. Not bad for a year, but what can we do next? We have to seize on this moment. The narrative around childcare is shifting from one of solely parental responsibility to a public good, an essential service that is anti-poverty, pro-labor, pro-business, asset building, increases workforce productivity and retention, and increases the amount of consumer spending in our communities. Affordable childcare keeps families in our cities, and that keeps us growing and thriving. This past year at the state level, we saw successful advocacy around rate reform. We saw child care workers organized for the first time. And we saw the beginning of universal pre-K and TK. At the federal advocacy level, we have some amazing champions. Representative Ro Khanna has a bipartisan bill with Senator Nancy Mace called Child Care for All. And Representative and Congressmember Adam Schiff has introduced a modernization of Head Start that will get rid of that ridiculously low cap of $27,000, tie eligibility to other measures of sustainability support. It will provide increased wages for workers. It will provide loan forgiveness. It will put money into facilities. We just need them to pass it. So it is a tough time to be in Congress, but we have champions who are working so hard. And while I'm talking to all of you tonight, today Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said in Chicago, it is still too hard to be a working parent. We need to get American families access to affordable childcare and other support for their children. This is the moment. But while they're talking at the federal level and the state level, Santa Clara County needs to walk the walk and get this done. Are you with me? Excellent, because I will follow up with each one of you. I'm going to talk about criminal justice system reform and broad-based violence prevention, what we've done. We invested $1.5 million for community-based violence prevention in high-impact areas with the leadership of Supervisor Arenas. We concluded the Alternatives to Incarceration work groups. That was 120 stakeholders that came together, worked for 6 months, produced a list of recommendations that we are now tasked with figuring out how to implement. We funded a new in-custody rehabilitation director position. We're partnering with the Sheriff's Office College Collaboration Program. I had the opportunity to award a $45,000 inventory grant last year to the California Native Garden Foundation to establish an ecological land management workforce training program at Elmwood. I initiated an investigation on the use of chemical agents in the jails and alternative methods that perhaps are less dangerous and toxic. And gratefully secured the unanimous approval of my colleagues to create a $4 million guaranteed income pilot program that will be one of the first in the nation to provide support to community members who are returning from incarceration. Thank you for that. Those were really, really big votes that I'm so grateful for. Our Office of Diversion and Reentry Services launched a small business incubator program for justice-involved individuals. Their first cohort has finished, and these folks are starting businesses all around our county. And we received $500,000 in state funding with gratitude to Senator Aisha Wahab for faith-based reentry resource centers to provide tutoring, counseling, and extracurricular activities for children whose parents are incarcerated. But what we want to do, earlier this week, our colleagues approved a referral that Supervisor Arenas and I brought to create a coordinated and strategic countywide focus to the violence prevention work that's currently being done across multiple departments. Nationwide best practices recommend that violence prevention resources focus on strengthening protective factors and mitigating risk that contribute to violence to prevent residents from becoming involved in violence. Often resources allocated to violence prevention and public safety focus more narrowly on criminal justice responses that almost exclusively act after violence has occurred or a threat has been made. I want to see greater emphasis on upstream strategies that are needed to achieve a more holistic approach to public safety, and I look forward to seeing that work built out as a counter and in some ways as well, truly a partner to the responses that we need as well when harm has occurred. So it's a lot. I've said a lot about work that we've done, work that we're doing. I've managed to list a lot of initiatives and intentions without mentioning what all of this hinges upon. Money. In the best of times, there is never enough to do what we want, and these are not the best of times. Due to a combination of costs rising faster than revenue, state and federal funding pullbacks, an outlay of COVID investments that FEMA will likely take a decade or more to reimburse, and frankly, just greater local need for services. The budget conversations this year that we're going to have will be difficult, and we're going to have to make choices that will assuredly please no one. Our county does so much. Often, we offer so many innovative, evidence-based programs and services. We overmatch state and federal funds. We invest in trusted community organizations that are serving residents in need. And we often try to be everything to everybody. This year, we will commit to maintaining all core services, safety net services. But there may be some places where we'll have to say no, and I will not like it any more than you will. But for tonight, let's celebrate all of the good work being done by so many good people here at the county and through our partners and the many community stakeholders and public servants who are just as invested in this work as we are. Let's imagine again with Adam's a cappella, which apparently was a surprise. Let's think again about the neighbors on Sesame Street who look out for one another, who keep each other safe, and who accept every person in all their diverse presentations and manifestations. If I can't tell you how to get to Sesame Street, I sure can tell you how great it is to live in Santa Clara County. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Okay, that was amazing. Thank you, President Ellenberg. All right, are you guys all going to the after party? Yeah? Do you guys know where it's at? I'm just kidding. There's no after party. I'm just playing. The after party is out here in the hall. We have amazing women entrepreneurs with local items for you to buy. Please support them. We thank you all for being here. I think we have another performance. Yes, we have the band. Can I call the band up?
To the band, and then they can play us out.
And they'll be sending us off. Thank you all for attending. Thank you for being here. Please enjoy the band and go support the small business. Thank you so much.
We are adjourned.
Good job, man.